Welcome back everybody, it's DestinysJesus here. Today we've got a shorter video looking at a bunch of different solo viewer VODs that were sent in through my Discord. We also had YourFellowArab send in a VOD, which is really interesting reviews on like pro level gameplay. And we've got a whole bunch of different games from all different skill levels which you guys can learn from. Enjoy. What makes somebody like really good is if they're always like consistent with the edits and everything, right? And you can tell in a lot of situations. Whenever you see what I mean, like whenever he's close to a wall, he always misses his first edit and then takes a second to do it again, right? And he just used to practice, what's it called? Raider's got like a bunch of good maps for that. If you're really the launch like this guy is, go watch Kylex's video. He literally exploits in the kid's box like 1200 times for his video. Like, watch how many times he just insta swings his pickaxe. This just means he's really bad at fighting, right? Look, insta swing twice, even 3 times there. And then insta swing again. Insta swing again. Like if this guy in the box was actually somewhat good, he'd be getting pumped in the mouth there like insta, right? Right, that's so funny. Maybe get up a layer here because it's might be 50-50, right? There's no need to be low ground. Especially because you don't need to kill. Like, you've got such good movement, you may as well just put yourself in a chill spot to get it. Yeah, because now look, half your metal's gone just because you didn't pre-plan that rotate. Also, I say your timing on your pad. There's literally there's no need to go now because if you think how, let's say people here who are trying to hold, right? They always shoot like whoever's closest to them. They don't start tap firing at these guys, right? You're better off waiting like 3 to 7 seconds for those guys back here to move, right? And then you get a little bit better pad timing where you can kind of just like cut in for edge for free. And also zone would have expanded more there for you, so you could get a little bit more towards dead side, which should be good because you've got crash pads, right? Yeah, like that. That was sketchy as fuck. Oh my god, that could have been bad. You don't really want to be landing on this side here. Yeah, this is nice. Hugs left. Good landing. You're not committing to the content. That was a nice rotate. Crash pads are so fucking good. Bro, crash pads are so fucking good for holding height. Box like a fish. Animal actually got boxed like a fish. That was nuts. That was fucking funny. Upbuild fighting though. Check out sounds. Maybe cone there, because that would floor you mess up, right? You go down low. If you cone spam, I think you would have grabbed that, held onto it. And then here, this is literally the most mats ever. Why not go what's it called? You see this path, like the path you were trying to go into, right? He went down a layer and you literally like visually check that. Why not just transition over onto this edge and stair top like 2 layers? Really cheap because this is the most expensive type ever, and you're front walling as well. I think you rush like a lot of things and kind of just take over like mechanically rather than thinking, you know what I mean? Like Storm's not even on your back there. Like you could have just chilled there for like 5 seconds. You go low, fair enough. And then here, like you're so desperate and like trying to hug onto front side. And front side, like or getting ahead doesn't really matter that much, right? During final zone because it's more about just getting kills and getting like taking people out, right? So you make all this room at like the front and then chill. And I just don't like the risk there. Oh my god, thanks Storm for that. Yes, that's good. That kind of play where you get ahead of people like that is really useful. You're fucking pussy, Aiden. Fucking suck my dick, you fucking dog shit loser, piece of shit. Fucking eat it. It's panda. Of course it's panda. It's not That was a good game though. I like the what's it called? Getting him back there and then just trying to hold high with fucking crash pads was nice.
I'm dying to fucking on controller.
I don't know which one. Bro, the way he just jumps and that goes. When you're approaching the top like this, and this is like the easiest fight to end as quick as possible, right? Because this guy's so stuck, like he can't really go anywhere. He can't really go anywhere, right? What he needs to do is just insta, like before he even swings his pickaxe, and this is kind of a sketchy approach because he could get low grounded, right? It's just insta floor cone that, and then maybe even floor cone over this way, right? And then that guy's like fully trapped. It's very, very rare that a player will go out the back. I'd say even just preemptively floor cone it, because like this kid just expands this way. And now he sets up quick, and this is where you could just, he should have just died here. Oh, a little fight. Bro, sometimes people, when they send in viewer VODs, like, the shit they say is so funny. Like, what is this? Like, especially considering, you got to think on what's going to come next, right? So it's either going to be 50-50. So let's say, if he gets 50-50, which is obviously, like, normally good. If he gets 50-50, like, down there, then the entire server is just going to rotate and he's going to be ultimate low ground, and he's got no mobility at all, so he's not going to be able to recycle mobility. So most likely he's just going to have a really expensive rotate, right? Like, which I think honestly just being complete low ground during 50-50 is like the worst thing you can do, right? And then let's say zone pulls like max, like the 3 worst maxes would probably be like up there somewhere, right? If it pulls anywhere up there, again, he's just dead because he's ultimate low ground. Like, you need to just wait. Even just waiting like here would have been fine. Just chill in like a metal cone and wait, right? If you want to refresh on 50-50, you can normally position yourself like on a more congested layer. Look at the timing. The timing's good, right? He goes like instantly as zone moving, like when the klaxon hits, right? So everybody on this back end is starting to move as well, which kind of works in his favor. Here, what I think he should have done though is go right? And then he'd be kind of towards dead side of 50-50. Because I do not like this, like running over a cone. Because there could just be a kid there with a purple tack. This guy could edit out. Everybody up here has line of sight on him right now as he comes forward, so he's more likely to get sprayed. Why not just play a little bit more? Maybe even tank like a bit of storm to run around the edge, right? And you also got to think about where you position yourself on this zone, right? So like this is kind of half side, or like inside, right? And that's dead side. You got to think about like where zone could potentially play, right? So let's say first moving pool like up here somewhere, and he's stuck here with no movement. Maybe now he could recycle, but you'd probably want to be higher up to recycle something, right? And let's say like first movement played up here, and you have to go through all this congestion. That's where you'd want to be like more dead side, so you can wrap a little bit like that, right? This is something I've seen people start doing in trios, but like you have to be scouting. Look where he's looking, right? He doesn't scout anybody else in the air, and you have to be looking at like 2 or 3 levels above and below you. He's not looking, like, you don't need to be looking where you're going, really, I think. Because like he comes in, he sees this guy land, and he's just so desperate to get to front side, right? And look at his mats still. He's still got like such juicy mats. He may as well land a little bit further back, right? And take away that risk. Or land, I'd say land further to the edge, like further down here. You know what I mean? Like on left edge. And he'd be more likely to like avoid that. So obviously he just gets in this 50-50. You need to stay like directly on top of the guy and actually like pre-aim him a lot, rather than doing this. Because like he's still got just so many mats at this point. And then here, keep pressuring. I don't know why he loses track of them there. That was really bad. Like he completely lost track of the guy, and then the guy came out and stormed, which was obviously a good play. Like this peak here, just because he has like a left-hand peak going into it, and this guy's going around peak. They both missed, but if he did a right-hand arch like that, right, and then peeked through it like this, he'd have such a nicer shot and line up on this guy. As he missed. Like if you just, it's so much better to have a nice round peak and then swing left as you open the edit, like as you'll confirm the edit. It doesn't matter if you play edit on release or not, and then swing into it and charge your shotgun at the same time. Like you can't just be doing like quick edits nowadays. The fuck is this guy? Again, see this edit here was a little bit better, right? You see how he sets up where he has this round peak naturally like through is really useful. Like you just need to make sure you're doing your arch edits correctly. The best tip I can give you guys who want to get better like actively is just write whatever you want to get better at, and then so let's say you've already and you find, oh, like this guy, right? I always make this arch angle peak. Practice it and create it for like 5-10 minutes, right? Making sure that he does everything properly with all his emotions. And then write it down just so he remembers it. And then maybe write down some other things like gameplay issues like that he has, like rotates or something like that. Maybe write down something that he watched from like a Twitch stream that he learned from, right? I don't know, let's say this guy watched like Google last night, he saw something that was useful and he wants to buy into a game. Practice that a little bit, write it down, make sure he does it throughout his time he's playing Arena. Have you helped kids get their first earnings? Yeah. A lot of kids. Yes. Thing is, the one thing he's done really bad this game is he hasn't got any kills. Like, in a dead moving game, obviously winning it is really important, but like, this is kind of why I don't like playing for, I don't like telling people to play for high early. If you're playing like an open tourney, or like a very early like game in a cash cup, you're better off playing like mid ground or playing like more low key, just doing smart rotates, getting picks, because people are really bad in this game, right? Like, see how many people just in storm chilling, and he can't get those kills because of how high he is, right? So maybe he'll win the game, but he's not going to get enough kills end game would make it really worth the win, right?
How do I choke this? I'm terrible.
It's just because you're trying to play high too early, to be honest, Sandy, right? Like, you're sitting way too high up, so you don't get any of the kills. Like, look how terrible these kids are in this game, right? There's 12 less, start first move in, and they all just die like, and they just drop like flies, and you need to be getting those picks. This is where I think like high ground isn't really worth it, mainly because especially in like a dead lobby, right? You're always getting focused because there's so much less people. Like the way Arrow play high ground was a lot better because he could kind of chill up top, and play a little bit more slow, right? But especially compared to like in a dead lobby, you're gonna get focused more, you're gonna get sprayed out, you're gonna maybe get retaken more. That's all for this video, so make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Make sure to go and follow my Twitch because I'm going to be doing more streams like this throughout the whole of Solo FNCS if you guys want to learn something live. And also appreciate to YourFellowArab for sending me a VOD to review. I'll leave this link down below.